Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Wednesday morning. Robin, remember the movie Napoleon Dynamite?
Oh, I love that movie. That was fun.
He would say, "You such an idiot." He would always use that phrase,
Yeah.
"Such an idiot."
Yeah, he was funny guy.
And the other day I said it about myself, and do you remember the incident? It was about a week ago when I first started sounding like I had a cold. And Dr. Levinrad came in here to talk to us about something. And so I said, "Hey, good morning, Dr. Levinrad." I shook his hand, and he said, "Sounds like you have a cold." I said, "Yeah, I'm just kidding." He said, "Why did you shake my hand?"
Yeah.
"Why did you shake my hand?" He said, "Do you have any of the hand cleaner, that Purell stuff or whatever it's called, right?"
Yeah.
I said, no, we don't. Now, just so you know, we do have it now.
Yeah. You went out right after that and bought some.
We got it right away. But I felt embarrassed. I felt like an idiot. He went to the men's room and he washed his hands, I'm sure, down to the elbow because he's a doctor.
All sterile.
Anyway, I was reading the information about our discussion this morning that we're going to have right now, and there's apparently something called electronic hand hygiene monitoring. So we're going to learn something right now. Heather McLarney is on the phone. She's the Vice President of Marketing North America at DebMed, and she's going to talk to us about a study for the importance of electronic hand hygiene monitoring. And let's say good morning to Heather. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm getting over my cold, though, but you're on the other side of the phone, so you're safe.
That's right.
Yeah, I won't shake your hand, and I don't think these voice vibrations hurt you at all.
Well, she'll be spraying that Lysol anyway into her phone.
Yeah, the next time he uses the microphone.
Yeah.
But anyway, where are you, first of all? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, I love that area. So what is this? What is an electronic hand hygiene monitor? What is that?
So what it is really, unfortunately, in hospitals, the World Health Organization has done studies and found that healthcare workers only clean their hands about 40% of the time that they actually should. And so obviously there's a danger of passing infections between patients. And the way that hospitals track today whether they are cleaning hands as frequently as they should is very manual. They literally usually have a nurse on the unit. They take turns walking around with a clipboard and just observing each other. Sometimes they bring in secret shoppers from the outside, but a lot of times staff, if you see somebody walking around on the unit, kind of know it's not so secret, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's lots of issues with that methodology. Obviously, it's very manual. They're only checking to see if staff are cleaning their hands as they go in and out of the room. There's a phenomenon called the Hawthorne effect that says when people know they're being watched, they change their behavior. So just lots of issues with it.
I know I do.
Essentially what it... Yeah. So the data that's collected is not very accurate. So a lot of hospitals say, oh, we're doing great with hand hygiene. We're at 95% or 100%. We're always doing everything the way we should. And studies have shown that because of that Hawthorne effect, it usually overinflates the compliance rates by about 30%. So you might think you're at 100, but you're probably more about 70%. So what my company has done is tried to find a way, and other companies, this is kind of becoming the hot thing now in healthcare, is developing ways to automate that, to give feedback sooner, to give feedback that's more accurate to staff so that they can truly see how they're doing and then change behavior to make sure that they're complying and keeping patients safer.
How does it work? How is there something like a time clock or something you have to check in on?
Systems work differently. Some of them require that staff wear like a badge or something that it identifies them, but sometimes staff say, well, that's kind of Big Brother. I don't like that. I don't like to be singled out. Ours works a little bit differently. We actually have a computer chip in the soap and sanitizer dispensers on each unit, so we know where those are. We know how often staff are cleaning their hands, and then we've done some research that we've published with Columbia University that for the first time ever created benchmarks for how many times staff should be cleaning their hands based on the size and type of a hospital, if it's an academic center or not, and then the unit type. So there's a different number of opportunities, for instance, in the emergency department versus a critical care unit. And then we also take into account how many patients are on the unit. and how many nurses, the staffing ratio, so how many patients each nurse is responsible for. So all that feeds into it and says, for example, on this unit, we would have expected staff to clean their hands, let's say, 5,000 times yesterday, which I know sounds a lot, but
yeah, it does.
But you'd be amazed.
Really?
And we know from the soap and sanitizer, that they only clean their hands 2,500 times, so therefore they're at 50%. But it's all web-based feedback. We designed it to work at the group level so that the unit works as a team, because we've found and studies show that drives collaboration, and they improve their compliance as they kind of work together as opposed to kind of pointing fingers.
And if I could just point this out, I mean, you mentioned earlier that we behave differently when we know we're being watched. That's not such a bad thing.
Right.
I mean, if you know you're being monitored, well, then maybe it's a good thing, right?
Well, like I said, in the short term, yes, but we certainly can't walk around watching everyone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And like I said, the danger is that hospitals may not focus on it because it's giving them the wrong data. And so they're saying, we're at 95%. We don't need to improve our hand hygiene. We're already doing a great job. And that's not really the case. Most of the time when we turn on our system, hospitals are typically, it's right in line with what the World Health Organization found. It's typically they're about 40% on average.
Oh,
so
wow.
There's obviously room for improvement, but if they don't have real data, then there's not going to be that focus on it. The other thing is how they're doing it today, as I mentioned earlier, is they're only watching staff as they go in and out of the rooms because of patient privacy. They can't go into the room. Our system is based on a higher standard. It uses the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and the World Health Organization standards for hand hygiene, which are much higher. For instance, the World Health Organization advocates that there's 5 moments for hand hygiene as opposed to just those 2 of going in and out.
And isn't that something, because I wash my hands a lot, and when we go to the grocery stores, there's always sanitizer things for the handles on the carts. We see people using that all the time. And isn't that something that healthcare workers won't wash their hands as much as the ordinary person does? Right. With that 40%, it's something that, when you first hear it, seems a bit shocking. And it's not that they don't, want to do the right thing. They're just, there's a lot of activity. They're very busy. They forget, if there's an emergency situation, but sometimes they don't think about it, although that's obviously a critical time because you're really getting in there and exposure to that patient. So we advocate these 5 moments as opposed to just before and after patient
Heather,
care.
real quick, I want to tell you something I thought you were going to say, and I was wrong. And I'm wondering if this is in place. Do you know when you see like these science experiments, they put their hand under an ultraviolet light and it supposedly shows the germs that are still left even after you washed your hands? Is that used at all? Do they use that? I got to wash my hands again. I mean, do we use them in hospitals?
Yeah, well, yes, mostly for training, but there are, again, the World Health Organization and CDC both put out, very specific ways on how you should wash your hands, how long you should wash them. I mean, you should be washing your hands for 20 to 30 seconds. You can either count, or some people say if you sing Happy Birthday in your head twice, that's about 20 seconds.
Oh, I sing it out loud.
There's also specific ways to, of how you're supposed to use the hand sanitizer, even that you all were talking about earlier, to make sure that you get full coverage of all areas of your hands, and that it's, you're getting as many germs as possible.
We've only got about a minute left. It says here that this is International Infection Prevention Week. Is there anything that's happening that we need to know about?
Yeah, so there's activities all over the world. This is an event that's been happening now for several years annually, and I think it's just to really create that awareness of how to keep yourself and your loved ones safe in the hospital, and that is to make sure that you are keeping your hands clean at all times, especially if you're going to visit someone in the hospital, and then to be empowered to speak up if you don't see a healthcare professional cleaning their hands, to make sure that you ask in a polite manner, and they're more than happy to do it, because sometimes they just forget, but it's very important.
Okay. And the last thing I guess I need to know, we got about 30 seconds. Is there a website we can go to for more information?
Sure. Our website on the automated technology is www.debmed.com, and then you can also go to the World Health Organization website at who.org or the CDC website at cdc.org.
All right. Heather, thank you for taking time out of your day to talk to us about this, something we didn't know. We didn't know there was even such a thing. And yeah, you're right. We should just ask. We'll take a break and be right back.
Brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. We'll see sunshine dimmed by variable high cloudiness today. The high temperature 81 to 85. But partly cloudy tonight. Lows will range from the mid and upper 50s in some of the northernmost part of the zone to about 66 on the coast. Tomorrow, more sun than clouds, high 78 to 82. And on Friday, times of clouds and sun, the high again 78 to 82. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
Now read Ocala Downtown Newspaper online.
News Talk 1370 WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults. So use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000. 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370 WOCA.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line and a new spoiler and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information. Must act by 1/15/14.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. We'll see sunshine dimmed by variable high cloudiness today. The high temperature 81 to 85. But partly cloudy tonight. Lows will range from the mid and upper 50s in some of the northernmost part of the zone to about 66 on the coast. Tomorrow, more sun than clouds, high 78 to 82. And on Friday, times of clouds and sun, the high again 78 to 82. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Welcome to Infinite Natural Day Spa. We offer massage, facial, waxing, and hydrotherapy with body scrub. Infinite Natural Day Spa will bring you to an unparalleled, all-natural experience of beautification, peace, and comfort that is uniquely yours. We hope to transport you to a place where you can truly appreciate a newly found state of relaxation. Real estate is probably the largest and most personal investment that any of us will make. Monday, October 27th at 9:30 a.m., Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services in Ocala, will be my guest to answer your questions and discuss what this brand will add to the local market. So tune in at 9:30 Monday morning and call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services and WOCA. Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. right here on The Source, WOCA. Don't miss Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with your hosts, Francois Cousinet and Julianne Cousinet. They'll be giving you information about your retirement funds and answering your questions with live call-in. So don't miss it, Saturdays from 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your mobile Verizon rep. But not just here, I'll deliver the phone to you in your home. While I'm there, I'll only sell you what you need and I'll personalize it to you. Want to have me get you connected? Then call me at 352-528-0020. I even offer unlimited home phone service for just $20 per month. Just call me, your mobile Verizon rep, at 352-528-0020.
All right, 21 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. I was listening to Clark Howard, who we have on in the evenings. And, he doesn't use a check ever. Never uses a check.
Oh, never.
I'm down to one a month. I pay my rent with my check. Everything else I use a card for, or, some online stuff like PayPal or something like that.
Yeah.
The whole world has changed, right? We're going to learn about something new. In fact, I had this offer. The Apple Pay, I had this come in my email. I haven't really looked into it yet, so I'm going to learn something here. Mario Armstrong is on the phone. This guy has won some Emmys for what we do, Robin. How come we don't win Emmys?
I know.
He's won an Emmy for radio and TV. He does a talk show, and he's going to talk to us about the new payment technologies for holiday shopping, and I think it has something to do with that Apple Pay that I got an email about. Good morning, Mario Armstrong. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning to you both. I'm doing great, and I hear you on the check thing, and Clark Howard and I are good buddies. We used to do a lot of work on HLN together in Atlanta. So, it's a good time, man. A lot of things are changing, and you're right. Get ready to learn because Apple Pay has changed everything for how you do your transactions.
How? What do I need, and what do I need to have?
Okay, so great question to start it off. Like, why should I even bother if I don't have the right device? So the latest iPhones, the iPhone 6 or the iPhone 6 Plus or the latest tablets that they've just put out, because there's a special communications technology, a chip that's inside of these devices called NFC, and that is what enables your phone or your device to communicate with that payment terminal at that store.
Really? Is it more secure than just a debit card or a credit card?
Yes, hands down. I've been testing this for the past couple of days. I've been going into different merchants, trying it out, and seeing exactly what the process feels like and understanding it completely. And I got to tell you, I'm totally convinced on this because for a couple of reasons. Number one, the plastic card that we give people today has a magnetic stripe on the back. When you swipe that through, a lot of personal information gets revealed from that magnetic stripe.
Okay.
Home address, phone numbers, credit card information, credit card number, expiration date, all that stuff. So that goes into a database somewhere. People could hack it, get access to it, so on and so forth. With the Apple Pay system, you no longer are pulling out that piece of plastic and swiping it. You take out your credit card when you're setting this up in your phone. You type in the credit card information once in your phone, and that's it. It doesn't get stored in the device. What happens is a unique code is generated that now the bank, so in this case MasterCard, can say, oh, okay, this is Mario's phone associated with this credit card he has from us. Now, when I go to do the transaction at a terminal, at the cashier, another code gets generated from my phone that only the merchant can see to send that to the bank. And then the bank is like, MasterCard's like, yep, that's Mario's unique code for this transaction. Nobody can hack it. So it's very complicated technology, but you should know that your credit card data is not sitting on your phone, and it's very impossible for someone to hack it because they're getting codes that don't mean anything.
So do you hold your phone up to the terminal at the retail store?
That's right. I grabbed my cup of water, my Subway sandwich, I went over to the register, and I said, I want to pay with my phone. And he's like, sure, go ahead. And instead of like touching the keypad with my fingers or swiping it with my card, I just hover my phone over top of it.
Oh, wow.
And then I put my thumbprint on the Touch ID, the fingerprint ID, on my phone, so it authenticates that it's Mario. And I'm telling you, all this technology happens in a second and a half. Like, it's actually fast.
Okay, well, the fingerprint part that you just told us kind of answered the question about somebody stealing your phone.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's a really good question to ask because, you know, if someone steals my wallet, I'm really nervous because I've got to remember, like, okay, which cards were in my wallet? Who do I need to call? I got to shut everything down. With the phone, I have a couple of different options. Number one, they can't get access to the credit card data because it doesn't exist on the phone.
Right.
But number two, I can wipe it off. I can remotely shut the phone down, or I can remotely wipe it completely off.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. All right,
I don't have to replace my cards or any of that stuff.
Okay, so help me out with this part. If somebody steals the phone, I don't worry about them using my phone or my money or anything like that, but how do I get back in shape again? I have to get a new phone? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's the situation. Like, if you use, Find My iPhone, you try to track it down. If you can't track it down, then you're back to your cellular company, telling them what the deal is.
All right.
The best thing to do is to file a police report, because if you file a police report, then you can take that in, and that will help you significantly on a replacement.
But let's just say you just go buy a new one or whatever, or maybe you have another one that you just didn't activate or something. How do you get the credit card information in there?
Oh, great question. So you open up the Passbook app, is the name of the app on your Apple phone. You open up Passbook, and you re-enter in your credit card information into the phone.
Okay.
Because it has to generate a unique code specific to that device.
So you know what this solves, in addition to making it easier, it solves the worn out magnetic strip.
The worn out magnetic strip, and it's been around. We've had this magnetic strip for years, guys. And in Europe, they use something that's called a chip and pin. And so you're going to start seeing credit cards being sent to you with what looks like a smart chip embedded in the card.
That's what I heard. I heard that on Clark Howard, too, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, and so that's coming out new because we have to rapidly advance and innovate because we're a little behind from some other countries.
Are merchants all set up for this, or will they be turning some people away?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, look, you can still pay with, merchants are going to still take your cash and take your credit card with plastic if you still have that on you. But we're talking over 200,000 locations right now. More will be coming on left and right. And a lot of merchants, small merchants included, they all have to update their point-of-sale terminals anyway. They have to do this upgrade by October 2015. So most of them are going to already have this technology in place. But the easiest way to find out is to use an app that will show you on a map where the places you shop may have that Apple Pay.
Okay.
And the app is called MasterCard Nearby.
This is maybe a dumb question, but when you travel and you're on a toll road, you use these new electronic toll pay things, and every once in a while it'll flash, you're low on money. Will this change in the future, and will I be able to go the Florida Turnpike all the way to the New Jersey Turnpike and use the same system?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a good question. So that's what this whole standard is all about. This whole standard called EMV, EuroPay, MasterCard, Visa, is trying to keep it so consistent. So no matter what type of device or where you may be, it's all consistent. So yes, I think you're going to see a lot more devices. A lot of consistency and standardization is going to help that be more easily usable by people. I think once you try it out in the wild, you'll see why I'm big on it and why I partnered with MasterCard to talk.
And you're able to use this internationally?
Good question. I haven't traveled internationally, so you stumped me on that one. I got to figure out the answer to that one.
Okay.
I don't know. But here's the thing. Well, I will say this. I don't know about Apple Pay, but I do know that EMV, the PIN and chip, you will be absolutely able to use internationally.
Can you pay somebody for their like let's say a repairman comes over, he's not selling you any goods, he has an iPhone, you have an iPhone, can I pay him from iPhone to iPhone?
You can pay the vendor, yes. If they're set up online, there are ways that you can do in-app purchases. If that doesn't work, then you may be looking at some other type of financial app that you can just send them money through, say, an email.
Well, I just got to get my landlord to get in on this. My landlord still takes checks. Well, Mario, it's great to talk to you. Thank you so much for being on the air to share this with us. This is exciting stuff, and I'm guessing you could gift somebody something like this, right?
Yes, to an extent. Well, no.
No, okay.
No, not this one. No,
because they got to put the money thing in the numbers themselves. Okay.
Give them an app or something like that. That you can definitely still
Give us a website real quick before we have to say goodbye.
Yeah, I would say MasterCard.com. Check that one out for all the details.
Okay, MasterCard.com. Easy enough. Mario Armstrong, thank you so much for being on the air with us. Have a great holiday season yourself.
Hey, you guys do the same. Stay safe, and I appreciate being on.
All right, that was fun. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. An Ohio man's months-long North Korean ordeal is over.
American Jeffrey Foles plane touched down this morning at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. White House Press Secretary Josh Earnest applauded his release and called on the North Korean government to release 2 other Americans.
We remain focused on the continued detention of Kenneth Bay and Matthew Miller, and again call on the DPRK to immediately release them.
Foles was arrested for leaving a Bible at a nightclub. Christian evangelism is a crime in North Korea.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland. A traveler from Liberia isolated in a New Jersey hospital after being screened at Newark Liberty Airport. This as new protocols are put in place.
Travelers from Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea arriving in the U.S. must first land at one of just 5 airports where additional Ebola screening is underway.
Fox Radio's Jared Halpern. Fox News. We report, you decide.
I'm Lex Friedman. I run my own business, so I know from experience, hiring new employees can be tough. Posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites, and now you can. With ZipRecruiter.com, you can post your job to 50-plus job sites, including Craigslist, LinkedIn, and Twitter, all with a single click. Find candidates in any industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll into ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 200,000 businesses. And right now, our listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/info. That's ZipRecruiter.com/info. One more time, to try it for free, go to ZipRecruiter.com/info.
Marion Veterinary Hospital wants to remind you that according to the ASPCA, 31% of dogs entering shelters are euthanized. Visit one of our shelters and bring home a new, loving companion. These animals offer unconditional love, and for each adoption in October, Marion Veterinary Hospital will give a free microchip so that your new friend can find its way home if lost. Call Marion Veterinary Hospital at 867-5553 or visit them just off Maricamp Road, south of Jervigant Park.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Not having friends or family is twice as harmful as obesity and has the same negative impact on your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day or not getting any exercise. Because we're all squinting to see our tiny screens, we're creating wrinkles. So increase your font size to grandma size like I do. Men who aren't chivalrous send the message that they're not thoughtful and have no interest in showing compassion for other people.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services. When your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements, from damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Ocala's information station, 1370